In this video today, I will be discussing about how many eggs should one eat per day. For us to be able to answer this question, we should first ask ourselves, how much fat and protein can the modern human being stomach and liver metabolize? Why are we asking ourselves this question? Because eggs are very rich sources of protein and fat, and these are all digested or metabolized in the stomach and the liver. Well, the modern human being consumes a lot of sugar in the form of table sugar, liquid sugar, and wheat products. All of these processed foods have an effect on the stomach's ability to digest protein and the liver's ability to produce the bile juice which will be used to digest fat. For example, the sugar itself will raise the pH of the stomach acid, making it a very weak acid. With a very weak acidic environment, it means the protein won't be digested but rather fermented, causing a lot of gas issues, which will include bloating, belching, and even excessive fatting. Nevertheless, the protein in which is called gluten, it binds with a lot of protein enzymes in the stomach, making them unavailable to the protein in eggs for digestion. This means that you'll experience a lot of food intolerances and allergies, especially if you surpass a particular amount of eggs when you are eating. So this means that the amount of protein that you have supplied from the eggs is way higher than the enzymes which are available to digest it, which should not normally be the case. Thus, your body will recognize the extra amount of protein from eggs as an allergen and will eventually cause you to have things like pimples every time you are consuming eggs. Now, when it comes to the liver, sugar itself causes fatty liver disease. Fatty liver disease will cause poor production of bile juice by the liver. Thus, if you are to consume eggs above a particular threshold, all of a sudden you start experiencing problems related to low bile juice production, such as steatorrhea, headaches, right shoulder pains, and even right lower rib cage pains. This because the liver itself is straining to produce the bile juice to digest the fats that are in eggs. And this is not because that eggs have a lot of fat. It's because that your liver is fatty and it's now causing a problem in terms of bile juice production. So what is the ideal number of eggs that a modern human being can consume comfortably without all these gastrointestinal issues? Well, from my research citing from Dr. Eriksberg, the new body type, this is what he says. Your body can only absorb a maximum of 35 grams of protein at one sitting. This is about 5 to 6 ounces of steak. Anything extra has a tendency to be converted to sugar spiking insulin, especially if it's lean protein or low fat protein or protein powder in form of whey protein. But please note that 35 grams is the limit only if you have a healthy liver. Most people with resistant weight have unhealthy livers and can't digest even close to that in one sitting. So with liver problems, eat less proteins. You can find this quote on the 9th chapter, the 10 burn fatting triggers and blockers. Now, one egg has approximately 7 grams of protein. So this will translate to about 5 eggs per day. If you are to use that threshold of 35 grams of protein, is what a modern human being can consume comfortably if they're having healthy livers. So if you are unable to consume 5 eggs per day, what should you do? And this will occur because you are having maybe a poor stomach acid production, which has been damaged a lot of sugar, antacids, and wheat, and even because you are also having a fatty liver that cannot produce adequate bile juice to metabolize the fats in eggs. So eat as much eggs as you can if you cannot tolerate the 5 of them. But you should aim at healing your stomach and healing your liver because you are missing a lot of vital nutrients that are from eggs besides protein and fat. And to prove this point right, while I was in campus, I experienced the same problem. I could not eat more than 4 eggs. Every time I surpassed the number of 4, I used to experience a lot of right shoulder pains, right headaches, and even sometimes steatorrhea, where I was passing almost whitish stool. So what I did is that once I learned of this from Dr. Eric Berger, I removed grains from the diet because a lot of grains have a lot of toxins in them, such as glyphosate, which is found in the herbicides. They're also having a lot of synthetic fortified nutrients, and also the gluten itself that is found in wheat. The only grain that I was consuming at that time was only rice. So it was not that quite often. I also removed things like the juicing that I was doing back then. The juicing was causing me to have sugar spikes that were also worsening the problem of fatty liver. The other thing that I also did was doing fasting, where I used to do 2 mud per day and also did 24-hour fast. The 24-hour fast helped me to cleanse my liver, and within 2 months, I was able to consume even 6 eggs without experiencing any gastrointestinal issues. So if you're experiencing any problems when you're consuming eggs, it means that there are 2 things that are happening. Your stomach has a very weak acid, it's producing a very weak acid, and number 2, you're having a fatty liver that is causing you to produce low amounts of bile juice. So thank you everyone for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Remember to subscribe to this channel and leave a comment or like at the end. See you next time.